Okay, Wolfgang, can you tell us what Fabian was like as a child? And can you remember a moment that maybe stands out where you realized he had a special talent for gymnastics?
He was a very active child all the time. He was scrambling under my desk in my office and so on. And he accompanied his brother to the gym. And so he was active. It was clear that he has to do something sportive in the future. But if I'm true, I really realized that he would have been able to perform as a top gymnast. That was at the age of 12, not earlier. When he was 4 years old, when he was 5 years old, he came in a small children group here in the gym, and he was so stiff in his hips. When they did a split or so, he was the smallest gymnast, but in the split he was the tallest because he was unable to touch the ground. And so I was not convinced that he would be a good gymnast in the future, but he liked or he loved what he did all the time. And so I was not so much focused on the future level of gymnastics with the children groups. I just did a lot of things that they have fun, that they love what they did, and that they would like to come very often to the gym. And then from year to year, it became more focused to the competitive level, maybe. But as I told, when he was 12, I mentioned he could be a very strong gymnast. Yeah.
How challenging was it to get the balance between being Fabian's coach and his father when he was growing up?
Thank you for this question. This is the first time that somebody asked me this question. It's not like this. Everybody asked me this question. Maybe for outside people, it would have been a problem thinking father and trainer. For me, it wasn't a problem at all because for myself, I had been in the gym for all my life, and my private life and my gym life is the same, or had been the same, and so it was for me the same thing to be a father or a coach. For my wife, it was different, really different, because if he had trouble in the gym, he had to solve the problem at home, maybe, yeah. And so she separated us when we came home, and she saw there's bad smoke in the air. Then she was the top manager to separate us for a few hours maybe, and then it went the normal way. Yeah.
Can you tell us about taking Fabian to Japan when he was a young gymnast, and the influence that had on his career and his gymnastics?
Yeah, that's also one part of my own history. I had a Japanese coach when I trained in North Rhine-Westphalia near Cologne, and this coach invited me to Japan. He said, when you have finished your high school, I will organize everything for you to stay 1 year in Japan. So I went in 1974, directly after the high school finish, with 18 years. I was 18 years old. I went for 1 year to Tokyo, to the Nihon Taiku Daigaku, that's a Japanese sport college. And I lived there with 600 Japanese in a dormitory, in a room of 8 persons, 7 Japanese and me, without able to speak one word Japanese. But after 1 year it was okay. And so I trained there, and I got a lot of influences and new ideas and completely other culture. And at this time, 74, the Japanese had been #1 in the world. I was a very medium gymnast, not so 48 points in the time of 60 points, around this. And my thinking was everything must be good in Japan because they are world champions. And so I had been there not as a guest. They asked me, Wolfgang, what you want to do here? Do you want to be a guest, or you make everything with us? And I told him, I make everything with you. And so my first duty was to clean the floor. First with the wet clothes, and after this with a dry clothes. Or together with all the other gymnasts at my age. They have a 4-year system there, and I think it called freshman, as a first-year student. And so we had to do everything, cleaning the toilet, making the breakfast, cleaning the floor, cleaning the gym, all the time, all day, starting at 6:30 in the morning, finish was maybe 8:30. We started every day with cleaning, and we ended the day also with cleaning. But we did a lot of training. So I improved also very much from 48 points to 54 points after 1 year. And so I came back to Germany, and later I had been once again for half a year there for training and so on. And when Fabian was, I remember it was 15 years old. It was in 2003. We had been in Anaheim for the World Championships. He competed first time in World Championship for seniors when he was 15. And this competition wasn't good. It had so many mistakes and so on. And after this competition, I organized for him a training camp in Japan, and I thought it would be good if he would be there alone without me, because if I accompany him as a coach, I would influence him, I would do the training, and then you have not so much possibilities to be influenced from the other gymnasts there. And I trusted in my old friends in Japan, in the Japanese sport college, Nitai-dai, Nihon Taiku Daigaku, the short name is Nitai-dai. Everybody in the world, in the gymnastic world knows this school. And I knew the coaches there, or the professor, and especially the professor who invited me to Japan, and he was responsible in '74. He was still there, and he said, "Okay, it's no problem. We take care of Fabian." And so I went for 3 weeks to Nitai-dai and had his first experience in Japan. And I was very, very proud that this was possible. And also because I was not able to influence him in this time, and so he had his own experience there, and he got a lot of new friends, Japanese friends, and so the Japan story starts for him. Yeah,
incredible. That's an amazing story. That is incredible. Fabian represented Germany at the Olympic Games in 2004.
Yes.
At the age of 16.
Yeah.
What was it like watching your child, because at 16 you're still a child, compete in the pinnacle of the sport?
That's also very special in Germany. With the German Gymnastic Association, I had no accreditation for Athens. I had been at home, and our 16 years old gymnast son had been with the national team alone in Athens. And I must tell you, I trust more in the Japanese coaches and system than in the German coaches and system. I'm sorry that I have to say this. And so my wife and me, we had been a little bit afraid being at home. And but on the other side, he performed well there. Because he was the youngest sportsman of the whole German Olympic team. He got a lot. At first, he got a lot of media time, and we saw this in TV. And he had a big mouth. It's very good here to be in Athens. And they asked him, "You are only 16 years old. What you think is not too much for you?" Too much? No, I could perform every day here, and he was very excited, and he fulfilled his dreams. He had the team and they had 3 finals. Team final, he had the all-around final and the Hyper final, and that was his goal, and he did it. Yeah, but I remember at home looking TV. It was for me, you see, the hair coming up. And It was crazy. When he was qualified for the high bar final, we had some calls from the media stations, and they asked us if we would allow them to make a movie in our living room in the time of the final, and we agreed. I don't know if it was the best idea. We agreed 3 stations to come in our little living room, and okay, there was so many equipment there and so many people. And when the high bar final started, or when he started in this final, the final took a lot of time because Alexei Nemov, one of the best Russian gymnasts at this time, he did a wonderful exercise, but the judges had many problems. They had so much protest from the audience there. 16,000 people cried for 30 minutes, and he had to wait because he was one of the last gymnasts in the final. We were so excited and anxious. And I remember when he started, I stand on the couch. Not sitting there, I stand on the couch looking there. Later I saw on the TV because the 3 stations made the movie there. And he performed well, only the stand after landing was a step back, and so he had no chance to win a medal. But for us it was incredible. Also, in short words, for me as a coach, it's very much more easy to be coach in a competition than to sit in the audience or behind the TV and look my own gymnast doing the exercise there. It's an ugly feeling.
Incredible, incredible moment as well. In 2007, your son became a superstar in Germany, winning the World Championships high bar title. How difficult was him to navigate the attention he got after that performance? Because I remember being a child and hearing rumors that, oh, Fabian is like the sports personality of the year in Germany, and he's making more money than Schumacher. And we were like, whoa, who's this guy? He's like a rock star. How hard was it for him to carry the burden of all that attention and the
I
pressure?
think there had been more facts. The first fact I would say that was long before this golden routine in Stuttgart in 2007. My wife and me, we told him very often that my wife and me, we are allowed to tell him our real opinion all the time. That has nothing to do with success or not success. We are the parents, and we will say you what we think about all the things that happened around you. That was one thing. That was the basis of our work. And the second thing was in 2004, short before the Olympics in Athens, we got a contact with a sport manager, Mr. Kerscher from an agency in Stuttgart named Vitesse Kerscher. And this Mr. Kerscher is a very lucky person. He's really lucky. He made so much jokes and so on. He's a very open-minded person that we say he's not only interested in money or in making money. He is interested in the personality of the sportsman. Even in the sportsman, the athlete, if he says, oh, I want to do this this event or this commercial things, he agrees. He says, okay, we do what you want to do. They will say this Mr. Kerscher was behind us in Stuttgart. And that was very important because the media went crazy. There had been a few hundred reporters and cameras, I don't know, and everybody wanted to make an interview, and they wanted to kill him. And he organized all these things, and especially he organized and classified and ordered all the askings from TV stations, from other event makers and so on, and that was for us. It was the real solution, because I thought this hype, if this would have reached our training and our family, that it would be chaotic. And this Mr. Kerscher organized everything. So, and this 2 points. And the third point, we very early explained Fabian that the warm feeling from the media and the audience, this is like a virtual Zuneigung. What's it? A virtual friendship. That's not a real friendship. And we still today we have sometimes to say that this virtual friendship is very difficult. For the media, normally there are only 2 positions. You are on the top, and you are the over king, or you are down and you are in the dirt. And between these 2 positions, normally there is nothing, and that's very good to know. And we explained Fabian very often that he cannot trust this mess feeling, I would say, yeah. And I think he understood this, yeah.
That's brilliant advice. That's brilliant advice.
Yeah.
From Beijing to London, Fabian faced many setbacks, quite a few injuries and challenges. What quality in Fabian do you think enabled him to go on to win his 2nd Olympic medal in London after those challenges and setbacks?
Yeah, that was a counter-reaction, I would say. After Stuttgart in 2007, everybody said in Beijing 2008 he will win 3 gold medals and so on and so on. So on the press from the media, the pressure from the media was so much that he and also me, we thought about what to do, and we made the mistake to agree, yes, we are strong enough to reach some medals there. That was easier for us before Beijing. And in Beijing, the pressure was higher than ever, because we had announced under the pressure of the media that we would have been or would be very successful in Beijing. And in Beijing the circumstances were hard. The traveling time from the Olympic village to the gym was very long. I was ill in this time. I had to go there with a mask, and I had to stay sometimes in a hotel room because I had 3 weeks. I had fever. Every day in the afternoon they had a big thunder there and a half-meter water. It was unbelievably wet there, and so it was a lot of pressure. And anyway, he qualified for four finals, but at least he had 3 times the 4th place. And this was the first 3 finals with 4th place. It's very disappointing and nerving. It's not a good feeling. And then he had a little accident, and he cut his ligament in his little finger on P-bars. He had a lot of pain before the all-around final there, and it was very difficult also to bring good emotions in the competition. And at least on the last day he had the high bar final. Also this exercise was not perfect. He had to change one time the direction. He lost 0.5 points. But all the other gymnasts had more problems than he, and so he got the bronze medal. But he said, I don't like this bronze medal. But that was the beginning of a bad time, I would say. Because in the next year, in 2009, he said, okay, I will do better, will do more. And so he did more training, harder training, and more competitions. And we agreed every offer. Fabian, can you do this World Cup? Can you do this competition? This, and we said, okay, we do it. And it doesn't fit to our planning, training planning, but we said, okay, one more competition doesn't matter. So at the end of the year, I think in November, there was a World Championships in London in 2009. So it was the World Championships in London, and he was completely out of condition there. He was overtrained, I would say. And in the podium training, I could see that that would be dangerous, and could be dangerous. And at the end of the day, he had a cut ligament in his feet, and so he could not perform the championships in London. So then after this, we became a little bit more serious, I would say, more controlled. But after this, in 2010, he had, at the end of 2010, he had a split Achilles tendon, and maybe that was the reason. Maybe was the ligament on the other foot, so he did more force to the other leg, and had problems. So but till 2012 he came back slowly, and I remember the very good organized Olympic Games in London. Everything was perfect, but he had a hard competition in the qualification, and but he was qualified for the all-around final and for the high bar final. And I remember the first apparatus in the all-around final was pommel horse, and this is not his best event, I would say. It's very difficult for him. And directly starting the exercise, he had to fight for the skizzer. He did a skizzer with a half turn, and he did it with a lot of power. And and they cut this element, and so he lost a lot of points. And so the all-around competition had no chance to come to the podium and to the medal. But I remember after the all-around final, he was down. His emotions were down, and he was nerved. Was no good situation. But my brother, he's a psychologist. He did the mental training. Was also in London. That was also another interesting thing, because I had also no accreditation in London, and also my brother no accreditation. But we decided to go there, and we stayed on a camping place. My brother had a very old, maybe 30 years old camping car, and we had been 60 miles out of London on I don't know the little town. We had been there on the camping space, and we had also enduro motorbike, a very old one. And every morning we went by the motorbike to the O2 arena in London for the competitions, I remember. Because we had been very packed with the helmet and the leather combis, and we had to bring all these things inside the venue. And the military control there, the police control there, they came with a machine gun and stopped us. What we want to do there? Because we were changing our clothes there in the entrance of the gym. So so we had also no direct possibility to influence him in the competition. I remember I had place number 998, very up under the roof in the big O2 arena. And but after the all-round final, we called him, and we went the next day. There was no training, no competition. We went with a camping car. We took to London, and we went to Brighton with Fabian, my brother, his girlfriend, and me. We went to Brighton for the day to have a free day, other place, nice place, beach, sea, and so. And my brother worked with him maybe for 2 or 3 hours at this day, and other time we spent there without thinking too much about the competition, about the high bar final. And I think 2 or 3 days later, there had been the high bar final, and he performed an excellent exercise there and got the silver medal behind Epke Zonderland from the Netherlands. And it was a was a great thing because Epke is a close friend from Fabian, and they had one goal that no Chinese gymnast could be in front of them. And so they worked in the training gym, they worked close together. Okay, in the competition, everybody worked for himself, but yeah, he had a wonderful high bar exercise. Yeah. And okay, I looked once again, this time not from the couch in the living room, but from place number 998. But all the complete section there in the gym, in the O2 arena, I remember, had been parents or people who had been in relation to the gymnast there. And I don't know why, but they saw that might be a gymnast of me, because I was always standing there and it was not quite enough to sit in the final there. And everybody said, be quiet, everything will be okay, and so and so. It was a very good emotion at this time to be in this place. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. My last question, Wolfgang. Okay. Can you tell me about lifting Fabian up to do his gold medal winning routine at the Olympic Games in Rio? And what was that moment like for you watching him perform that routine?
Okay, in Rio, I had personal accreditation. That was for me, it was great stuff, because I did not believe that I got this. And when he reached the high bar final, when he was qualified, he asked the German Sport Association. Or he told him, I wanted my father accompanies me in the competition. He bring me to the bar and so on. And so I did it. For me, it was a big risk, because I had no official outfit, and they had to give me in very short time to give me the outfit with a national emblem and all these things, but they had no shoes, which was in my size, and so somebody lent me his shoes from the official delegations, but these shoes had been 3 numbers too big, and so I was afraid that I would struggle on the podium there. It's unbelievable, but okay. Yeah, this was for me a very special situation. I know that Fabian has a complete different feeling about this situation all over the day, but in my soul, I had from the beginning, I had the feeling there's a very quiet atmosphere in the warming up gym. It was a very quiet atmosphere there. They had a coffee machine there that was very nice for everybody, and it was not so loud, and there was a very warm feeling. I don't know why, but there was no hectic or something like this. Yeah? And then we went to the competition hall just before the high bar final, and with all the 8 gymnasts who had been qualified. And this time there was no. Today is different. There was no warming up on the podium directly before the competition, and he had to start the competition as number 1 first gymnast. Same thing then in Beijing, I think. Yeah, and good, but nobody spoke about, because if you have the flashback or something like that, it would be not so good. But I remember we had to start there. We stand there, line up, and the names was called, and the judge number 1 was an American guy, and he had told us before, Fabian, take time. You are the first. Take time and give me a sign from the podium. Give me a short sign that we can start. Then the green light will start. The green light will say you have 30 seconds to start the exercise. If the judge want to make some trouble, he directly pushed the button, and the green light starts, and then you have to hurry up to start your exercise, and it's very difficult. And this time, this guy was very, very friendly, and so he could prepare on the podium like all the other competitions. Took some water, take the shock, at this moment I thought, I was thinking about where we are. Because I remember this exactly, because the situation was so similar to all the other big competitions. I did not recognize at this moment it was the Olympic Games in Rio. So, and then he gave a side to the judge, and so the 30 second starts. And I brought him to the bar, and he started directly with Rhine swing and the Cassina, difficult move, release move in the exercise. And I directly saw that there was so much rhythm in the exercise. And I was completely convinced it would be a very, very good exercise. And so it comes. Only at the dismount again, it was 100% perfect. He was standing there, but came very fast up from the deep position in a high position, and so he had to make a little step backwards. And boy, I thought, oh, bullshit. I hope that will not be the 10th 0.1 point at least to avoid the medal or something like this. Okay, and that was Rio, and then we had to wait. All the other 7 routines, there had been only one or two missed routines. It was a pity for Epke Zonderland. He had a really bad landing, but doesn't hurt. That's the most important thing. But all the other gymnasts had been very strong there. Wilson from Great Britain, bronze medal. Then Liva from United States, silver medal. And Fabian won at least the gold medal. And after 8 routines, we knew the results, and it was an unbelievable feeling. But for me, in the moment of the success, when I'm through, I was happy, of course, but my own emotions, they weren't so big as I expected. That came 4 or 5 weeks later. I had this very bright feeling, but not exactly after the competition. Maybe because of the pressure, I don't know.
Amazing. Wolfgang, thank you very much. That was my last question. That was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Your English is amazing.
Yeah, your English is
forget
great,
it.
mate. Yeah, so good. It was really good.